Hi, I'm Ashley Curello, sharing my heart, music, and home, and today I'd like to share with you a few touches of Christmas in my home. I like to keep Christmas very simple at my house. Our house is not large, so a little bit of decorating goes a long way. When I first got married, I used to pull out every single Christmas item that I owned and set it out, and now that just makes me laugh. I've grown in wisdom, and I know that keeping things simple creates an elegant look, and it also makes it manageable for me. I used to set out fresh greens and homemade garlands, but now I need things to be as easy as possible. Especially with homeschool, I just need simple. Plus, I don't really want to deal with the mess that real greens bring. So this year, I invested in some new artificial trimmings that I hope will bring some festive cheer to my home without a lot of fuss. I've never spent much money on Christmas items and have used either hand-me-downs or items that I found on clearance. For example, a couple of years ago, about 5 years ago, I bought a Christmas tree on clearance at Walmart for $10, and my goal was to use it for 5 years, bringing the price to about $2 a year. And I achieved that goal. Call me crazy, but that frugal mindset has allowed my husband and I to meet certain financial goals. I just want to give a word of encouragement to anyone starting out, starting over, or just in a tight spot financially. It takes time to build a family's finances. My husband and I choose to keep Christmas simple, both the decor and the finances and the gifts. For us, we're not going to go into debt over Christmas. For our family, the focus of this time of year is the birth of our Savior, Jesus Christ. And going into debt over things just does not line up with our personal beliefs in the simplicity of this time of year and the true meaning of Christmas. I'd just like to encourage you, do the best with what you have and make it cheerful using what you have or what you're able to purchase. It's not worth going into debt just to try to keep up with other people. Recently, my husband and I met a personal financial goal, and so I felt the freedom to update some of our Christmas decor. I shopped at inexpensive places like Walmart and Aldi and was able to find some nice, neutral-looking pieces that I hope will last for many years to come. Here are a few of the items that I bought this year. I bought an $85 pre-lit Christmas tree from Walmart. It's about 7 feet tall, and I was just kicking myself that I didn't look on clearance last year and get one half price, but alas, I didn't, so here we are. I also bought a 9-foot garland from Walmart for about $17 that I'm actually going to divide up, and I'll show you how I did that on this video. So that was inexpensive. Garland can be pretty pricey, so I was pleased to find a garland for $17. I also bought several strands of neutral looking wooden beads. I found some at Walmart and also some at Aldi, and none of them were very expensive, and I love the understated yet classy look that they bring to my Christmas decor this year. So I came up with a frugal plan for the garland. I actually cut it up into 2 pieces. One piece will go above my living room mirror, and then a smaller piece will go above the old vintage window that's in my foyer area. Something I've learned in my homemaking journey is not to be afraid to cut things apart to suit my needs. So it's okay to take things apart and make it work for what I need it to. Like the garland that I separated, I actually separated the strand of beads as well. I didn't need a long strand for the garland above the window, so I cut one about in half and made it work for the garland above the window. To separate the beads, I just simply cut the string, and then I took a large needle and I used that needle to loop the string back through the beads, and then I tied it off. It was really a very simple process, and I love how I was able to make something work for me. I've been slowly updating the look of my living room, and I knew I wanted a different look with my mirror for the Christmas garland that I knew I wanted to get this year. You can see in the first video clip, the one where I'm eyeballing the mirror and the garland to see how it will work, you can see in that video clip how my mirror looked previously. It was actually a dark brown, and I had several pieces of, I guess you could say, artwork off to the side with rustic frames, and I was just ready for something a little bit more elegant, a little bit more, I wouldn't say Victorian, but a little more along those lines. First, I started by painting the mirror with 2 coats of white primer. Then I used a light sand color from a project in my bedroom, and I painted that on the mirror. I love how it turned out. It's just a very muted color, but it's not bright white. To freshen up the decor alongside of the mirror, I took down the artwork that I had and the frames that I had, and I actually had this beautiful white oval frame, and I hung that up, and then I hung up some old dishes, one from a neighbor. The white one was from just the thrift store, and I just love how it brightens this space and really pulls the room together. I love how the Christmas decor looks alongside of these new changes in my living room. Now that I've shared with you some things that I've changed in my living room, I just want to share a few hopefully helpful tips of how to keep Christmas decorating simple. If you're like me, you can get totally overwhelmed by Christmas decorating. There's so many things that need to happen this time of year, whether it's maybe Christmas programs at church or sending out Christmas cards to people, shopping, you name it. And the last thing I want is to be stressed by decorating my home. So I'd like to share just a few things that have really helped me this year. And really, these are practical truths that I've learned over the years and that I hope will be a blessing to you. First, I have learned to decide on a theme and then stick with it. As I mentioned earlier in this video, I used to pull out all my Christmas decorations, everything I had in my tubs, and I tried to put it all up through the house. And it ended up looking very mismatched, and there was way too much stuff in the house, and it was very stressful trying to get it all put out and then get it all put back in the tubs. By choosing a simple look, what I put out is very streamlined, and then the process of setting it up and then the process of taking it down, it's all very simple, and it's much easier for me to manage. Second, I've learned to work in pockets of time to decorate. I did not have a whole day to just sit down and decorate this past Christmas season or past Thanksgiving week. In fact, our Thanksgiving week was very busy, and looking back on last week, we were gone from our house almost every single day. Several of the days we were even out of state. So I really didn't have huge pockets of time to decorate. If you know me, I'm really big on working little by little, one task at a time, tackling one thing at a time. That also includes the concept of time. So for example, one morning last week, I had a little bit of time in the morning, maybe even just 15 minutes, but I was able to get something done. I believe I hung up my garland over this window in one time period in the morning. Then one evening, I had a little bit of time when we got home from being out of town, and I put the garland up over the window in the foyer. So by using a little bit of time here and a little bit of time there, I was able to get all my Christmas decorating done. Now I will say I did have one solid morning to work this week, and that was a huge blessing, just getting everything finished up that I needed to get done. And my third tip is to let kids help. My kids are now old enough that they have their own little space to decorate in their zone, and what I did was I set up their tree for them. That's not something they can quite do yet. Then I also strung the lights around the tree, but then they were responsible for the rest. They put their ornaments on their tree, they set up their little snow globes and little pipe cleaner Christmas trees in their bedroom, and they have it how they want, and they're happy and I'm happy. So let your kids help and let them be included in the process of decorating. I think you'll be surprised by how much they can actually do. I hope this video was a blessing to you. I apologize that I wasn't able to get it out sooner, to maybe be an inspiration to you for setting up Christmas decor. I know I'm kind of late in the game, kind of behind the ball. But I hope this video is still a blessing to you and something that you will enjoy and maybe enjoy even in future years. And no matter what you're doing, just taking things a little at a time and breaking it down into manageable chunks is how you can accomplish great tasks. I hope that you have a very Merry Christmas and a blessed holiday season with your family and loved ones. Merry Christmas.